What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. I need to fix... Ta-da! We have lights! Oh my god. Can you guys tell that I'm obsessed with this ring light? Can you? Because I honestly don't know how I spent so much time without it. Today's video is going to be a girl talk get ready with me video. I asked you guys to send me any questions you might have, topics you might want me to talk about, so that's what we're gonna do. All the makeup that I'm using is gonna be linked in the description box. I'm not gonna talk about everything because I'm still using the same makeup as I always do. You guys know I'm not a big makeup person. Once I like something, I like something. But I will have it linked for you so you can check it out if you want. Okay, so I'll start with this one. Hey girl, update us on your mental health, working, what you're doing for Christmas, and other life updates, please. Well, mental health department is doing good, going strong, as good as it can be in a pandemic. I feel really fortunate to, you know, have my own space, be in a place that makes me happy, and, you know, to be honest, I also feel really lucky for the people in my life who I can call on and talk to and kind of just like make all of this a lot more doable. Work is okay. I had a pretty good October. November has been really slow. I think also partially because of the election though. Work is a little bit unpredictable, but to be honest, I've kind of had to accept that that's just how it's going to be for the next little while. Be grateful for everything that comes my way, I guess, in the time being. Let's see if I get everything, because a lot of the times there's like a streak of concealer. It's just sticking out. What else did she say? Plans for Christmas? I am hopefully going to be able to go to Canada once I get my visa, because I'm still waiting for my new visa to come in the mail. So once I get my new visa, I can start making plans for Christmas, but for right now, I just have to wait until that comes in. And then any other life updates? I don't know if I have any other life updates. A lot of the things that I'm planning to do in the next few months kind of all come down to when my visa arrives, because I don't want to make any like big decisions until I have that and until I can actually like move forward. So yeah, I'm just waiting for that to come in, and then I will start doing some things that I've been wanting to do for a while. And then I will update you guys when it's the right time. Curious to why you don't share your love life on YouTube, but you share your family and friends. So I get so many questions about, am I dating? Am I in a relationship? Why don't you share your relationship? And, you know, I think that relationships are best when they're kept private. I also just think that the dating life, not that I ever have been into the dating scene or the dating life, but when you're dating someone, things are still uncertain until you guys make it official. And I'm not someone to make it official after 1 week. I'm not someone to make it official even after a month usually. Because if I make it official, like, I plan to keep you around for a while. So that being said, like, I think that I would only really bring someone like that on my channel once I know that they're actually, you know, gonna stay. What is your biggest deal breaker in a man? My biggest deal breaker is probably lack of communication, or just communicating in a way that's not healthy. I actually think that lack of communication is the root of most issues. That's what I've experienced, at least, because we either don't talk about things that bother us, we bottle things up, or we, you know, tell somebody how we feel, but we say it in a way that's not nice, or, you know, we react out of fear or out of anger. I just think that if you're able to communicate with someone respectfully, and you're able to also listen to them and like understand where they're coming from without being defensive or without fighting back, then you create a really safe and open space. And that's ultimately what we want, right? Is like, we want to have a safe space to talk and to share and to hopefully resolve the issue like as soon as possible. How do you react when confronted with negative stereotypes of models? This is interesting. I don't really experience that a lot, but I would say that if I do experience it, I usually, you know, I'm always open to talking to someone about it and giving them an honest perspective of what it's like. But there's always going to be those people who think that modeling is, you know, what the stereotype is, that we're not smart, that we're not really capable very much, and that all we do is sit around and take pictures all day. Tips for going through a breakup during COVID. Oh my gosh, that sucks. Let me just do this eyeliner real quick. Okay, breakup during COVID. Breakups always suck. I can't eat, I can't sleep. It's awful, and I'm really sorry that you're going through it, especially in COVID when you can't, you know, do fun stuff or be around your friends. I will say that after every breakup that I've been through, I feel like I've like opened up a new door to myself that I'd never discovered before. I either just learned like a major lesson, or I have like a renewed level of respect for myself. And, you know, I think if you can just, first of all, don't contact them. I think that that's like standard. Don't contact them. Don't answer any calls or texts. Like, don't look at their social media, you know, just really like cut them out for a little while. If it's meant to be, it'll be another time. But in that moment, just really try and like focus on your well-being. Do things that you really need, whether that's like physical self-care, mental self-care. This is the time to do it. I actually went through this time last year, and I can honestly say that a year later, I feel like a new person. Try and take advantage of the time. Try and self-reflect. Try and also like analyze the role that you played in the relationship, and I guess analyze yourself in the relationship, and look at the parts that were good, the parts that worked, look at the parts that maybe you need to work on, because I think that every relationship, it requires both people to do work. Those feelings don't last forever. Like, things get better, and you know, you get over the person. Maybe you'll even look at the person and be like, what was I thinking? You know, and that's the best feeling ever, because that's when you know you're over it. But while you're in it, just do things that make you feel good, do things that you need, be really intuitive about it, and time heals everything. What was the funkiest photo shoot you ever did? Oh my gosh. It was the craziest thing ever. So it was actually for like a magazine. It was an editorial. I actually ended up going home early because I called my agent and I was like, this is not what I signed up for. I was basically wearing this outfit. It wasn't like an animal suit, but it was like an animal top and bottom. This is gonna sound crazy. So I had this animal print top and bottom. I think it was like a leopard print outfit. And at first I was just standing and I was just doing poses. Mind you, they had this like forest background, and it was an actual set. Like, there were props and stuff like that. It was weird. But at one point during that shot, they asked me to actually get down and proceed to like get in some sort of animal position on all fours. And that's when I was like, This was like 5 years ago, I think. It was so awkward because I basically just had to be like, hey, I need to check my phone. I left the room and I called my agent and I was like, this is doing nothing for me. Like, I'm not going to be able to use these pictures. Why am I here? And they were shocked too. They had no idea that this was going to happen. But yeah, that was probably my funkiest shoot experience that I've ever had. How do you respect yourself and your boundaries when it comes to dating? I think you have to set your boundaries early on in a relationship. That's what I've learned, at least. It's so important to do this early on because, one, you set the tone, and you know, you're just like open about what you want and what you don't. You don't have to set boundaries in like a mean way or in a way that's going to turn somebody off, right? You just have to be straight up, but in a kind way. Another reason why it's good to do it early on is because you really realize if it's going to work out or not, because either the person's going to respect the boundaries and you end up getting closer because of it, or the person is going to be like, oh, I can't handle this, and then it ends. Obviously, you're going to need to compromise on some things, but like, boundaries, I think, are something that are just healthy to have. And honestly, like, it leads for a healthy relationship too. What do you think about feeling confident without makeup but having bad skin? Any tips? So I don't have any like personal experience. What I will say is that because it's your skin, you pay so much more attention to it than other people ever will. I think the sooner you can realize that other people don't really look at that stuff too much, and they definitely don't care about it, the easier it'll be for you to embrace your skin regardless of whether it's clear or not. Okay, so makeup is done. I always finish my makeup before I finish answering the questions, so I'm gonna answer a few more and then we're gonna wrap up the video. What is your biggest insecurity when it comes to dating / relationships? So funny enough, my biggest insecurity in relationships is just like the person leaving out of the blue. And the reason why I'm insecure about this is because I have had this is basically what's happened in most of my relationships, is them deciding to end it or them deciding to leave. I feel like I'm getting better at dealing with it, but there's still times when, you know, something happens and you think of the worst, or, you know, something triggers that fear response. I do have to say I recognize now like why I had to have those experiences in the past, because if those people didn't leave me or break up with me, then I would have probably stayed in those situations for a lot longer than I should have. So now that I'm out of it and now that it's been a while, like I can see them for what they were, and I think I've also learned what is worth dealing with and what is just not worth going through with. Okay, last question, and this is funny because I actually filmed a little clip for a girl who's graduating high school, and I just sent it to her today. She reached out and she wanted me to give her a piece of advice for the future, and it actually goes really well with this question, and it says, what advice would you give to young girls trying to figure out their future and chase their dream? I actually had a hard time picking a piece of advice for her at first, because I was like, okay, I could tell her something about friendships, I could tell her something about school or about careers, but then I realized like a lot of those things are temporary, and I really wanted to give her a piece of advice that she could take with her for the rest of her life. So the piece of advice that I gave her was to prioritize the relationship with herself before anything else. I think that the relationship with yourself and the respect for yourself translates into everything that you do. So once you have that and once you develop that, you will be a lot better off and you'll make better decisions. You'll be able to stand up for yourself. You will choose the right people. You will choose the right path. Everything kind of just lines up. And I also think you end up choosing like the best habits for yourself too, because you just love yourself. You want to do what's best for you. So yeah, that's probably my piece of advice for you guys. Okay guys, that is gonna be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah!